the best.
If we all create our reality, then how do competitions work? A reader contacted me with a question about competition. Here's the question. If I'm in charge of my life, then what about competition? I mean, I believe we are who we think we are, most of the time. If I consider myself a total winner and I do my best, I should win every time without fail. But on the other hand, if I accept the idea that others are just as powerful as I am, can they control or affect my life? Can they actually block me from winning? With this kind of belief, human beings can't be friends while in competition. For example, I want to win and be number one, and some other guy just like me is up against me. I prepare myself, and so does he, but we can't both win. So the outcome can't be achieved for both of us. This is a simple example, but I can only win or achieve great things in my life if I believe the whole universe belongs to me. And if so, if I get something that someone else also wanted, should I feel guilty? Or should I believe that there's no observer or soul besides me? And again, if I follow this belief, then should there be separate worlds for every single man and woman? I thought this excellent question was something that a lot of people might wonder about, and so I thought it deserved its own blog post and subsequently its own podcast. First, let's look at the whole concept of competition. Our need to compete comes from the belief that there's a limited amount of resources, and every time someone gets some, it leaves less for the rest of us. It's the belief that in order for us to win, someone else has to lose. But this isn't in line with who we really are. There's not a finite pool of energy from which we can create. Our creative energy, and remember, everything is energy, is unlimited and expanding all the time. As we raise our vibration and remember who we really are, competition as we know it becomes less and less important. Generally, when we want to win at something, it's rarely the competition that's truly important to us. There's usually a deeper reason. Perhaps we want recognition or praise, or we want to feel superior to others. Often there's a feeling of inadequacy at the root. Instead of focusing on winning, it's really beneficial to focus on what you really want and let the universe bring it to you in the best possible way. That may be winning the race, or it may be something even better. If winning the race isn't the best possible way, you may well be lined up with what you really want, but lose the race. If you were absolutely set on winning, you might feel disappointed and see it as a sign that things aren't working out for you, but you'd be wrong. This is why we shouldn't get too attached to how the universe brings us what we want. When we don't get what we want in the way that we thought we should, we actually begin to push what we want away by being disappointed and thinking that it's not coming to us. This doesn't mean that you should feel guilty for winning or even for wanting to win. You're supposed to feel good, and feeling guilty, well, it's not good. But it does mean that you might want to evaluate what it is that you're really seeking to gain. What does winning feel like? What does it give you? Answer these questions and you'll have taken another step towards joy. This will also help you to stay friends with people you're in competition with. You'll know what it is that you're really after, which will make you take the competition much less seriously. After all, you can get what you want in an infinite number of ways. You don't have to win the competition. It's just one way that the universe can bring you what you want, and quite possibly not even the best way. There are many, many others. So you no longer have to feel that your opponent took away this thing you really wanted by winning the competition. But what if you're truly lined up with winning, and so is your opponent? The universe will orchestrate it so you both win. How? Think of it this way. In any given moment, there are an infinite amount of possibilities in which that moment can play out. Your soul, who you really are, is experiencing all of them. You are living every possibility of every moment, and so is everyone else. Which possibility you consciously line up with is up to you. You think that you're experiencing the only reality, but you're not. It's just one of many. And this is why you can line up with your version of reality and it will seem real to you, and your opponent can line up with his version. In your version, your opponent was not lined up with winning, but there's a version of him in the universe that was. And we can skip from one version to another in an instant. All we have to do is line up with the frequency of it. Now, I'm not saying that all competition is bad. It's just based on an antiquated belief that we, as a human race, are slowly moving out of as our collective vibration rises. The truth is, we can all win, every time. We can all get what we really want, without any need to diminish anyone else. Our resources are truly endless, as long as we realize just how powerful we really are.
You are the best.